Okay, let's have a simple introduction about ECS imaging. We will focus on the whole workflow, for example, appointment, registration, worklist, and archive. So as you can see, I already logged in into the system. Here is my username. Because I am an administrative staff, so you can see a lot of going on. And here is the home page when you log in as an administrator, and this can be configurable depending on different profile. Here on the left hand side is a main menu. You can have different icons, and for example, here's the appointment, registration, worklist, and archive, and some other icons. And on the top, you will see some icons. For example, here will be the viewers, and we already integrate with our own viewers, ECS viewers, and we also can integrate with third-party vendor viewers, and can be customizable with our system. So let's go to today's topic. First of all, how to make an appointment. This is how our appointment system look like, and we will select a day, Monday, and we can see here is divided by modalities. We can make appointment by modality, and as you can see on the left, and this doctor's name, which means we already scheduled doctor's vacation assigned to this modality, which means we can make appointments. But here, for example, this kind of slots, we cannot make appointment because it is not assigned with a doctor yet. So let's try to make appointment here. So I want to make a CT scan, for example. I double click and I search for a patient's name. For example, if the patient is already in the system, it will automatically pop up the patient's name. If not, then we can create and select a new patient. For example, I want to make a CT full body for the examination. We select the protocol for this patient and then simply validate. And we will already see this patient has already made appointment. And we right click, we can see lots of options. For example, we can edit appointment, confirm the appointment. There are so many options. Let's just simply confirm the appointment. And we can see here, if the appointment is confirmed, it turns to green. Otherwise, it would be gray. So this is how we distinguish if the patient already confirmed the appointment for the hospital or the clinic. As you can see, we already made one appointment, and we can also here and customize the infrastructures of our clinics. For example, we have different unit groups, we have different hospitals, or even clinics belongs to one group. We can create different modalities, rooms, units for each clinic or hospital, and we can also customize if we want to show them or not. We can select the modality or rooms or units depending on different profile. So here we already make appointment for this patient. You'll see go to admission. So we will check for tomorrow. And we can see this is the patient that already made appointment. When this patient, for example, Zheng Liu, arrived, I want to admit her. So I click here and check his information and fill in a few more information, for example, and additional patient data or patient medical information, for example, patient height, patient weight, and if this patient is allergic to something, we can add more information here. Then I click admission. Now it goes to the work list. We can see here is lots of information, but this is all customizable by different profile. For example, this section is mainly for administrative staff. It shows the patient information, patient record, and you can upload documents, for example, and the referring doctor's letter, and we can print patient's information, and we can set up the priorities. And here is patient's name, patient ID, and age. This is for administrative staff. And in this section is mainly for radiographer. we can see if the patient is arrived. You can see and the status of the patient. For example, this patient was the patient I just admitted, Zheng Liu, and she will have this an icon, means she's already arrived waiting room, waiting for examination. And this icon is a patient that already make appointment but not coming to the clinic yet. For these sections, we have injections to see what kind of product the patient needs to be injected, the dose of the modalities, and some other information, for example, the protocols and the examination the patient is taking. And this section is for radiologists to do diagnosis, for example, and I want to show more data. Here, for the radiologist, when the image sends back from the modality, we can have this visual thumbnail. Here means the picture is ready. Then the radiologist select a viewer to do the diagnosis. After that, he can either make a voice recording for this patient, and then the typist type up what the radiologist record, or he can use a patient templates to write reports. And all the reports is customizable for different radiologists depending on what kind of needs they want. And this is an example of one of our templates. So when the report is ready, we can see the icon is turning green. If the report is still in the edit mode, you can see it's a draft. And on this section, it belongs to the billing section. All the worklist is customizable depending on different profiles, and we can select show and hide columns to show those to simplify the view for the different staff. And we also have filters. For example, I only want to see examination only in progress, and then it only shows examination in progress. Or I only want to see examination belongs to this hospital, and we can select and turn on and turn off for different unit to have more simplified views. Also, we can have a time picker to select a range of examination during different period of time. Now it comes to the archive. In the archive, we can see all the patient records. In this section, mainly I want to show you is the sharing function. For example, I want to share this patient's information. I can select this patient and go to share. I can either share with a radiologist which already registered in our system. I can simply type in the name and share with him, or I can send an invitation for a new user of the system. For example, a referring doctor which is in a different clinic, and he wants to use our system or to see the patient's image. We can generate an account for them and then just simply type in the information, for example, the email address for this doctor, and then the system will automatically generate a login and password for the doctor, and then we can set a sharing duration. For example, I only want to share with this doctor with 7 days, and then I share, and then the doctor will receive an email and login information. Now I want to share with you how the patient portal works. As you can see, here is a little icon here. We click. This is called monitoring sheet. This is a sheet that we share with the patient, so the patient can log in to our system to have his images or reports. Here we have a login and password, or we can share a URL to this patient, or we can share a barcode to this patient. He can use his phone to scan this barcode and access to his own data. For example, this patient Wang Zhong, when he finished his examination, he has his report ready, and we will share it with this patient and he can use this information to log in ECS imaging. So I will open a new tab. I will select I am a patient. This is the patient portal I'm showing you. And then we can log in with, for example, the IPP number. Here is a copy. And then the password. And the patient logs in. And you will see here is his patient own data and can see the images. Of course, there's no reports because I didn't set it up yet. But we will see reports if the report is ready. For example, I do another sharing. For example, this one. When it turns green, the report is ready. So I will try a different one. I log out the system. I select I am patient again. I copy. And then the password. And we will see this patient's report. This patient's images and reports is ready. Okay. This is the simple instruction of easy imaging, focusing on the workflow and the patient portal. If you have more questions, please come back to me by emails or phone. Thank you.